So welcome, Katarina. Welcome, Gabriel. Welcome to the Skill Up call in June, which is dedicated to the Possibility Paintbrush exploration. And I'm very curious because for me, it's also a new tool. I want to know more about that. And yeah, I feel joy that Gabriel want to introduce us into that. So I hand it over to you, Gabriel.
Thank you. As I was saying just before we start the recording, I felt a lot of fear when you open the space and send me the Zoom link. And somehow I don't know much about that tool. And that's why I decided to actually provide a walk talk or a skill up call about it. And there is two things also why there is a third thing why I decided to go for this exploration is because one, I'm an artist, so I use paintbrush in my daily life for paintings. And second, because I realized that I hold space also like an artist with a paintbrush. And I want to see where I hold space with that paintbrush naturally. And for me, there is a gap between using that paintbrush naturally and like people are already using it a lot in the space. And this is my guess.
Mhm.
And to really sense into the distinction where it is and actually how do I use it and how can I use it more consciously. So that's my first, I think it's my first skill up call. I'm also joyful about that and a bit sad because kind of try to catch up and it was not possible before.
Mm.
And yes. And as it is an exploration, I will ask you how and what is it for you also, the paintbrush? There is a way that you're already using that. And maybe you can sense into that tool and tell me how you are already using it. And you can use your nonlinearity and your gremlin to actually consciously speak from the unknown about that. Like, yeah. And yeah, go.
Yeah,
Stop.
thank you. Thank you for your sharing what was your intention to create that call. And I feel joy that it is an exploration that we can do together. And yeah, it was as you offered it to me, it was like the first time that I heard about that. It was really like, oh, what? I have a possibility paintbrush. How could that go? And I also, and maybe we can work with that because I have that story that I'm not so good in painting. I I noticed it's coming from school, and
Yeah.
I'm curious maybe how to use the paintbrush to change that story, or how could that go to use it during an EHP. And I'm very curious to hear more from you, Gabriel. What is your experience about that? How do you do that? What did you notice until now? And I'm also curious about what brings Katarina here. What is your necessity to join that call about the paintbrush?
Hmm. And maybe before we do that, what about jumping already in the subject? And we already jump anyway. Is like if you click your clicker and now declare your possibility paintbrush, what is the new reality? What is the new story you will paint with your paintbrush?
So the invitation is to do it right now, to
Yeah.
declare it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared. because I immediately started to think about, oh, maybe how could that look like, and I want to start to imagination, and to draw a picture in my mind about that before I start declaring.
And tell me if that helps. There was once a teacher that told me that there is no object of imagination. There is no imagination without an object of imagination. It means that if you already have an imagination about something, you already have a clue about it. So let's say you already started to take your paintbrush and take some colors, but you're not decided yet to paint your new reality with that.
Yes.
So what about using this intuition and painting the reality you want to inhabit in?
I'm noticing that the fear is raising to
Yes.
about that. What I can I can paint the reality that I want to live in, and I'm also scared to live in that reality,
Yes.
that I can that I can have what I want to have, that I can in a way be successful. Yeah.
And beware of the, because you said successful and you already have, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
brows.
I'm not sure if successful is the right word, that it's it's
Could be a
yeah,
bit
it
of,
seems like to reach the goal, or to the fear of coming to an end, or to yeah to
yeah,
finally come to the end of the tunnel, or something like that.
wow. Yeah, what would happen there? That's my
I,
proposal.
I don't know. Yeah. Mm, yeah, something is holding me back, just to snip my fingers and to click, and I see the option, I can do so, but I don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have it and you decided not to use it right now.
Oh, I'm so scared to say yes, but yes.
Yeah, and what is emerging when you say yes? What does scare you?
And right now it's more sadness coming up about that. I'm sad that I'm so scared,
Yeah,
that I in that way not able or willing to create what I want to create, to and to decide. I stay with my fantasy world for a while
yeah,
instead.
yeah. And also the obstacle there is not your fear, it is the way you use your fear. The fear is the initiator.
Yeah.
This,
So the obstacle is that I use my fear to hide myself and to run away
yeah,
instead of going forward.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, then how to change that?
I'm asking you, how do you want to change that?
I don't know. I'm I'm noticing many different fears. Also the fear of when I will do so, to snip my fingers, to declare that paintbrush, to declare whatever I want to declare, or to create whatever I want to create. I also have that fear of messing up, that I will create a mess, and what then? Maybe a kind of mess that I cannot fix anymore. or clean up anymore.
Something like it would be destroyed, or something will be destroyed if you kind of create
Yeah,
usually what you.
that in the end, finally, I destroy my life that I already have, that I destroy my financial safety, that I destroy the home for my kids. Um,
And Nicole,
yeah,
let's get clear. You're afraid of killing your box.
yes. And it's funny that you say that, because 1 hour before I had a talk with a guy that is a digital nomad. And even when I met those people, I noticed my own fear of becoming a nomad. How could that go? Being a nomad with no home, um, traveling from one place to the next, um, yeah, and to figure out all the rules at the new place and how it goes there, and yeah, all that things. So
Is that possible that what you describe is already a color of the palette of the world you would inhabit if you would paint it?
yeah, makes sense, resonates in a way. Yes.
Yeah. And again, I'm saying that because I sense that you have a fear. And as I told you, I had a high level of fear when you sent me the Zoom link. So I could choose to say, oh, no, I don't want to do this call anymore. This won't work. You know, this blah, blah, blah. I want to do something else.
Yeah,
But
I also yeah, I also know those impulses to, oh, not so many people will join. Maybe I can also watch a movie instead.
exactly. So fine. That's exactly like it's conscious choice. And I guess the possibility paintbrush is a lot about the conscious choice and the world you want to inhabit. And to me, um, when I say we, I talk about the space holders in general. This is a skill that is a tool that is necessary for space holding, because I guess you're not the same Nico when you hold space for an EHP than Nico holding space for her children or
Mm-hmm.
for I don't know which conversation with someone. And so that's the ability to kind of shift identity
Mm-hmm.
also. I'm already painting something different because I have a new identity, or I'm stepping into a new identity. Yeah, and please give space to your fears and listen to your fears. Maybe one hint would be like fears. What do you have for me? And just let them rise in your system. Like, it's like going in the forest and looking for mushrooms. And you say,
Mm.
oh, beautiful fear. Oh, look over there, an anxiety. It's just like discovering your fears. And you see, that's how I paint with the paintbrush. I give you
Mm-hmm.
a picture, an image, a metaphor. So it's like giving some context to what fear is,
Mm-hmm.
or can be used for. I give like a hint of curiosity into discovering the fear. And I guess we all have this ability, but in a different way. So the proposal is to come to you later and to let unfold the fear in the meanwhile. Katarina, why are you there?
Ah, I'm here because I found exciting this paintbrush idea. also because as Nicole, I also have the story that I cannot draw or paint. And I actually take joy from that. I do, when I do it, it's very joyful for me. And I recently restarted doing it for pleasure. And and yeah, we were speaking here, or you were speaking here, and when you decided, when you said to declare the paintbrush, I instantly declared it. And what happened to me was that I could say in a gray area, like you were there talking and I was here, and was this cold fear. Oh God, and they are so experienced, and I know so little. Oh God, and then the colors came, and the space changed, and suddenly I was in a room with you. I was just there naturally, like, okay, yeah, they are talking at the point that they are, I am here at the point where I am, and I instantly relaxed. And it was not, I didn't plan it. When you said declare it, I declared it, and this happened. And suddenly I feel more comfortable in the space. Well, so which means with me being me. Yeah. And there are these colors that appeared from I don't know where. And Nicole was talking about her fears, which part of them are also mine. And what was coming for me is, yeah, but I can paint it. I can explore it as I want to explore colors and painting right now, in paper, in reality, touchable reality. I can open this door and pass not only on the paper, but really explore possibilities in life. So really paint it. Yeah. And I felt connected with the tool. I don't know if it was for this purpose that you were talking or sensing about your tool, but when it came to me, it came like this. Yeah.
It looks like a little bit like kind of ability of storytelling. Like instead of going unconsciously into the storytelling of, oh, I am wrong, the world is gray, I don't fit there, or whatever, gibberish or excuses we might give to ourselves, there is like this sense of, I am the originator of my story.
Yeah.
And let me know if you hear me correctly. There is some lagging in the connection.
Yeah, there was a tiny bit of disconnected, okay, but it was okay.
And yeah, that's also, I heard that it's also what scared Nicole somehow. This ability to shift consciously for a story, because who we are, like, I mean, I'm asking that question, who am I if I choose to create my own stories, to like kind of inhabit them? Would it be a fantasy world, like just me being me because I decide it's me? I mean, there is a necessity for creating a new story. There is a, when someone knock on your door and ask for emotional healing process, Katarina, you are holding for emotional healing processes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not often, but sometimes, yes.
Okay. So you just painted your reality a little bit lower. You said not often. You see, that's how you use your
Yeah.
You had the gray paint and you kind of paint with gray because you said yes and then was like more colorful. I'm just trying to explore now, like how we are using it unconsciously and consciously. Yeah, and my fear is kind of telling me that there is something about storytelling in that. The way we, like, in a sense, language is just a lie. If the reality we live is beyond words, then language is just a surface of things. So what about cheating anyway? I see you like
cheating
breathing
the
a lot.
words, cheating the this layer that we have as words. Yeah, it's always a lie, as it is always, or it can always be true. It's just because it has many
For me,
dimensions.
you know, it's the distinction between useful bullshit and non-useful bullshit. It's like, for what are we, like, what is the purpose? So I guess what I'm discovering right now is that we can use, or I can use, the possibility paintbrush in an unconscious purpose of depicting how I am bad because it's my box and I have the habit of being bad. And but I can use also this paintbrush to actually paint something different that so that I kind of incarnate that for a higher purpose, for example, serving a client. And maybe you have some other example where you kind of use that paintbrush to actually inhabit the context in which you were like in power somehow. Do you have some example?
I feel that I'm using that paintbrush more with the purpose of my shadow principles
Yeah.
instead of, yeah, what you said, to create non-valuable bullshit, mostly about myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, also this thing of words are even a lie or true. So then the question rises, okay, who decides about that? If it's a lie or if it is true. And the same, I assume, is with the paintbrush. Who decides if that is valuable bullshit or not so valuable bullshit? So, and it's this question about what does serve you more? What supports you more?
Yeah.
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 And
I'm still fearing that I'm using that not to support myself.
yeah.
And how to, yeah, I'm curious to how to shift, how to, yeah, how to use that tools. I know a lot of tools, or and like you said in the beginning, when my fear arises, I sometimes decide to not use the tools I already know.
Mm. Is Yeah. Hmm.
So if you are the space, you are the space holder, but if I'm in a process about that topic with you, how would you change my point of view with your paintbrush?
I propose to start with something alive for you. If you have something you want to go through, for example, we could just go with
Yeah,
that.
write that what I said, that or that fear you said, it's in the end it's the fear of destroying my box,
Yeah.
to create something completely different than what I already know. And yes, I can summarize all that fears into that it's all about, yeah, destroying my box. It's not about expanding my box, it's really about destroying it completely and creating something completely different.
It's not magic show. It's more like if you box this off, it's gonna go to ashes and rebuild. So it's like, yeah, it's not something about
So what came
creating
to me,
something
what
special.
came to me is the picture of the phoenix process, that the
Yeah,
phoenix,
exactly.
so box crashes down and fire, and there's in the end the ash, and from the ash I rebuilt myself as and came back as phoenix. So yeah, so
Maybe
then
you
fear lowers a bit. Yeah.
making less fearful would be a great start. Maybe you have something less fearful in doing that.
Yeah, right now I don't have a clear impulse what to pick up. Yeah, and maybe Katarina have some ideas about that, or some impulses.
You mean for you or for her?
Yeah, just I right now with your last question, I feel stuck. And I feel I feel like an empty container, not knowing what to answer and what to do with that question. And so, yeah.
That's a great starting point.
For
Doesn't seem
what?
to be a block for me. I mean, if you're empty, that's a great starting point.
Yeah, and it didn't felt like empty and open. It felt like limited, empty but limited. So
It's like
felt a
you
bit
shrink
tight.
in your so much that it is you're kind of stuck in a box.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and I don't want it to feel that, so I tried to hand over to Katarina.
Yeah. And my proposal is that you sense into your feelings, what is happening for you, that you do that. So really your four feelings. While we go to Katarina. This is my proposal. Is there something you want to explore, Katarina? Or yeah, something you're curious about, or I don't know if it's changing something or doing some experiment about something specific.
I don't have clarity about what situation I would bring it and use useful. Yeah.
Then I have a proposal. Just came to me. What about using your Possibility Paintbrush with Nicole Nette, if she agree? Do you want to try and give her possibilities with your paintbrush?
Oh, now I'm feeling fear.
Yes, and you will need that fear. That's like listening to that fear will give you the energy you need to actually use your resources.
Yeah, but yeah, but I don't know how to use a paintbrush to another person.
Yeah.
Mm.
What is the clue or the invitation you want to do to Nicole Netta so that she can go into these blockages of her box and get out of there? What invitation you will do with your Possibility Paintbrush for her? And you know, you can try and fail. We're not in nobody is giving marks or whatever here.
Yeah, what came to me was to invite Nicole to get into a golden room.
Yeah, go.
So go forward and enter into a golden plasma room, and let yourself dissolve in that golden plasma and merge and see what you have what is it there, what is there really squeezed. Just let it come out and observe it as it flows. Yeah.
And you can check how your canvas is responding to your paintbrush. So you can ask Nico what is happening for her and keep going with the feedback so that it nourishes you your power also to paint.
Yes, Nicole, how do you receive this? How do you sense yourself inside of this yellow golden space?
As you brought that idea of painting that cube or that box to use a golden color, it makes me gas bumbles, and I feel a shiver in my back, and it seems more lightfuller, and I noticed a low level of joy to notice, oh, okay, I can paint it in golden color. And then you go further and told something about it's a plasma, a kind of plasma. And then I get lost. I felt fear. What plasma? Because and it was more about my mental body that get lost because of how should I imagine that I'm in a plasma space.
Yeah.
And right now, what I'm talking about, that I have that picture that I'm in that how to say, in a cube of plasma, like I don't know the English word, pudding, like this what makes the kinds of waves,
Jelly.
the green, the jelly, yes, the jelly, the green one. I'm in the green jelly box right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's precious feedback for you, Katarina. What will you do of this?
Well, yeah, what I got is information for me Is that
And
maybe?
Katarina, skip
Yeah.
that and already go with the paintbrush.
Okay. So you are in the green jelly. I didn't understand, Nicole, if it's green your space now.
Yes, it seems
Your
like
space-
yeah, it's maybe what I connect with jelly. It's that it's
Yeah.
mostly green. So that therefore the green color came up. And yes, it's more green than golden.
Yeah. And how do you sense this greenness on your skin around you?
I sense it like a fluid material, that jelly, and the green reminds me to water, to water plants.
Mm.
I have that imagination of a water plant.
And do you have something in your smell about it?
It smells like a lake, like sea.
I see. Can you let it get inside of you?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, you know, you have a barrier between you and this green jelly-like water that smells like a lake.
I'm not sure if it is a barrier. It seems that it is, how to say it, it's transparent and it's, yeah, I don't know the English word. It's, things can go through, but there's a kind of, yeah, and it's maybe kind of membrane around me, but it's not a real barrier. I don't would say it's a barrier.
Okay.
But anyway, it's yeah, it
Okay.
makes a difference between me and the jelly.
Okay. So I
So
propose.
a separation maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
but not a barrier.
Can you see your reflection there?
Now I'm wondering about the question.
Look into it. Can you
Yes,
see?
I can
Yeah.
see reflections in the jelly,
Yeah.
and they are coming from the right up. From
Okay.
yeah, up from.
So you see light passing through the jelly.
Yeah, from there, coming from there,
Mm.
and goes down to the other corner.
What if you stand inside in the middle of that light and let your
Oh, the light passes on the border of the jelly.
Can you go there and let the light crosses your chest?
You mean so it came in front from there, or
In any way, just you have a ray crossing, a light crossing, and you walk and position yourself in a way that it passes through you.
yeah, I feel fear.
Yeah.
And it's fear of fulfilling my destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, fear of fulfilling your destiny. And keep going, Katarina. You're doing great. What else you could propose to Nicole?
I was going to ask if the fear had a color.
Each time I have that struggling to what about that question?
Yeah, just observe it, and if any color comes into your mind by observing this.
Yeah, the first one that came is it's a dark blue.
Yeah,
A deep blue.
a deep blue is the color of your fear at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah. And could you put your hands in that color blue as if it was paint and bring it outside and paint something with your hands?
What do you mean with bring it outside?
Put the hands inside your fear and take this color with you, with your hands.
And is your fear inside of you, Nicole, or
No,
outside?
it seems like the fear is outside, and
Yeah.
it's closer than the light. The light is more far away, but the fear is more closer, and it's also in the right corner, but it's near to my head on the right side, and I can really sense it in that area. Also energetically, I can sense it here.
I sense it didn't work, Katarina, what you proposed, because you supposed that the fear was inside Nicole.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's outside. So what would you do with this information? And don't answer me, just keep going.
I would invite Nicole to spread it. Spread that fear around. Spread that color. Spread the fear with the color around the space.
Yeah, that. If you give a space to your fear more.
Yeah, there's the impulse to, I want to scream by throwing the color from the paintbrush or the brush all around the space. And then there is an other impulse against that first impulse to push it down.
Yeah. Which one do you
that sound, so that I do not scream.
So you choose to do not scream.
Yes. So the second impulse is about to not scream.
So if you spread your fear, you have the impulse of screaming.
Yes, the naturally impulse will be to scream, to make a sound.
Yeah. And this other impulse, where does it come from? In what space?
It comes from the other direction. It's coming from here. So if I sense the fear here and I spread it all around, then I notice from that side that came another impulse. And there's again more the green color than the blue one. So so that the colors go more and more into each other.
Yeah. And is this green color covering the other? As you are choosing this other impulse to not scream, is it covering the blue? color?
It's more like pushing it down or pushing it back.
Okay.
It's not like covering to put another layer on top of the first layer. It's more like, yeah, pushing down.
Mm.
And maybe the
With-
result
Yeah.
seems the same.
And with what feeling do you receive this green light? The green light, yes, green color.
I'm not sure. It seems like a mixed emotion. I can sense the anger, but it's a kind of, yeah, aggressive, being aggressive. So using the anger against something. And yeah, there's also a kind of fear of, I'm not sure, something like it's not allowed to feel that. Oh no, it's not about being allowed. It's not helpful. Because of
My
I
fear
mean, yeah,
telling me that this is your gremlin, the yellow color pushing down the fear.
yeah, makes sense.
And this is why maybe it's not allowed, because the gremlin
Yeah,
doesn't want to be seen.
no, it's not that. It's more like, or maybe the story of this will not help you to survive or to live. It's distracts you from doing what is needed to do. So that I'm then, if I'm allow myself to feel that, then I cannot function. Something like that.
What a great map we're kind of drawing about what is around this fear and the survival strategies that are all around.
Yes.
Katarina, do you have impulses to keep on going?
No, I'm a bit lost already. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling the
Katarina,
fear.
I'm curious to know, how did you do that? How did you navigate?
I was sensing the colors. I was like if they were in the space. I was not thinking about it. I was just.
So when you were not thinking about it, what did you use then? So I'm assuming you used your feelings for that. And I'm curious to know which feeling did you use to navigate through that colors, or to sense what colors are in the space, and or yeah, to paint that picture, or to what to add next to that picture.
I was feeling, I think it's my fear. It was my fear that so the fear was opening me, and I would, to let things come. The colors would come. And then I asked you the smell. It was because I was sensing a lot the smell thing. for me, that color would have a smell, and so I asked you.
Hmm.
But I was navigating like that, not knowing, just feeling what would come.
That is, for me, this is really effective, the way you paint reality. For me, it really works to use the paintbrush like that, because you were giving possibilities with your paintbrush for Nicole to evolve from a state of being stuck in her box to actually get out to see the light, as you were describing it. And it also works because you use the experiential reality distinctions, like the color, the smell, the five senses, and also the touch with the membrane. So like you could have, or maybe we can continue with that, and you can also sense if you could use other senses, like the sound or the taste. That's a proposal. Do you want to try with that?
You were saying that, and I was thinking that it's not senses that I use much. Maybe that's why they didn't come to me.
And actually, you did use almost all of them, because you asked also the taste of the jelly.
Yeah.
And Nicole said it tastes like a lake.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, well, you're already doing it. That's what I'm saying. And that's why it works, because it is really experiential reality. Like to coming back to the physical body and to really embodying it.
I did not realize that.
Well, that's a feedback.
Thank you. Now I feel fear to continue.
Yeah.
I don't want to continue.
Okay. Your fear has a no for keeping going. Why?
Yeah. Now I feel fear of failing. So in the beginning, I was exploring, totally exploring, not knowing. And now that I understood some things that in what I was doing, I feel fear. Wow, like there's this.
And is that a kind of putting pressure on yourself?
Yeah, now I have the pressure to do it right.
Yeah. My fear is that you're using your is that you were using your fear actually when you started. Otherwise, you wouldn't have that creativity to actually guide Nicole. Now you're using your fear in a different way to tell you the wrong story.
To paint the wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
To paint colors, yeah, dark colors that push me down. Yeah. Now the paint has weight on it. Yeah. Okay. So I use this very often.
Yeah, and when you say that you give a power to that story, that you use that very often. And you know I don't know if you've seen the movie, how is it called? Like the Doctor Strange movie. Who has seen this movie? You've seen it?
Yeah.
Nicole, you've seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a moment when he's trapped with a monster and he cannot do anything but die. So he knew that. So he created a loop, a time loop. So he said, yeah, I know I'm gonna die, but you cannot stop me from failing and dying in front of you forever. So my proposal is that you can also use that possibility to actually paint a new reality. I'm feeling fear of being too meta in this exploration, because that's also my paintbrush I use to give that sense with, you know, Doctor Strange movie and failing. Failing is a possibility, by the way. So
I appreciate that last hint about that. Yeah, I know I need to die at some time, and that because I realize that knowing that I will die makes me in a way paralyzing, or to become a victim of the death. So what so then where's the sense of living? So why to do anything? And then when I start making time loops and decide, oh no, I can do that forever. I can do that forever and ever and ever. That creates a complete different point of view for me to look at life.
yeah,
What is life about?
yeah. What about dying forever?
Yeah, dying for me, it is, still has a taste of failure.
Of what?
Failure. Failing.
But so it means that you're more afraid of failing than dying.
Hmm.
So what about failing forever?
Hmm. This could be a key phrase. Failing forever. I feel it like, yes, I could get, this is important to me. Failing. Yeah. This notion is important for me. This is like my biggest fear. So change it to the other side and making it a practice.
And what will happen for you if you fail? Will there be a trial? Will you will be judged? Will there be some possibilitator coming to you and telling you you're wrong? Or I don't know, will there be your parents telling you you failed? Oh, I don't know what's happening.
In everything that you said, it was parents the strongest. Yeah. Okay, I realize.
Yeah. So you see, what is stopping you is your parents. My proposal is that you know that as an EHP, so that it doesn't block you right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gabriel, I would like to go back to that moment as you noticed or brought that distinction that it could be my gremlin that starts protecting me.
Yeah.
So in that way, maybe I got hooked by my own gremlin.
Yeah.
So how to use the paintbrush to unhook myself, that I don't step even into that low drama triangle what I'm playing with myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, last Monday I did an EHP about that topic. What is holding me back to bring my value to the world? And I noticed some things about that, and it was also related to fear, to a high level of fear. And immediately I used that strategy that also came up right now with Katarina, and that start protecting me from feeling that fear. And I'm creating that victim circle with myself for that way, and creating a huge swamp. And I'm curious if there is a possibility to use the paintbrush to get out of the swamp or to get unhooked.
Yeah. So let's say right now you're hooked. Are you still hooked?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I'm hooked from my gremlin or if I hooked from my fear, or the story of fear, that I'm not allowed to feel fear because then I cannot function.
And what's the difference?
Yeah, I would say that the gremlin is just it's just a reaction of that story that I have. So the first impulse is the story, and I got hooked by that story.
And who is creating the story?
Yeah, I was creating that at some point in the past.
How are you sure it's not your gremlin creating the story?
Interesting question. So could it be possible that the gremlin created this story with the purpose that he can play that low drama triangle play with me?
Yes. And what is your responsibility into taking that hook?
I get confused by that question.
That's great. That is exactly what is the hook about. When I say what is your responsibility about taking that hook, I am quite like, I would say, aware, like my fear is sensing that you're believing 100% that story.
No, just 90.
Okay. So you're 90% hooked.
Yes. And I noticed, yeah.
So you see, it started with the story. That's my point.
Yeah.
The hook is already the story.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards come the low drama, because you are in the story, so it's a different ocean. It's like you're swimming in a swamp instead of swimming in.
Yeah, I'm just swimming. Nothing dangerous can come to me or happen to me. I'm swimming in the lake of numbness. So, and not thinking about anything, don't figure out anything. Yeah, don't try any solution. Yeah, don't choose anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the vastness of possibilities where you don't have to choose anything.
Yes. Now I have the picture that I'm the old Morla, that this big how to say from the endless story that I don't know the English word for that animal that is living in the swamp in the moor.
The stone, the big mountain guy.
No, it's just 1 second. I will look
The
for
Loch
the
Ness
word.
monster. The Loch Ness monster.
No, not Loch Ness. It's from the
It's from a movie.
yeah, from a movie. It's from a book from the
Yeah.
from the nothing ending story or never ending story.
Never ending story. Yeah.
And there was that yeah, dark lake or yeah, deep, and there was living a big pet, and anyway, I don't know the English word. It was just coming to me the picture of that.
Yeah. I'm questioning where
she have also that that animal had also that attitude of everything is hard to do, everything is bad, everything is worthy, something like that.
What did you get from the last thing I said about the gremlin and being hooked? And you said coming there, you said you were like sensing like being like this creature moaning and groaning and in the swamp. What yeah. I'm questioning where we are going, because there was like this purpose of exploration and sensing what this tool is creating, and somehow there is now this question about being hooked, and how do you use the paintbrush to not being hooked?
Yeah, or to unhook myself after I get hooked. It's both. Yeah.
I have, or I sense that you already have some experience about unhooking yourself. So how would you do that?
Yeah, and I try to connect that with the paintbrush too.
And what is the first thing when you got hooked? Is what is the first move?
Yeah, there is that or how to describe, it's like an so I
It's not like showing, but it's more like what is it that you are doing when you unhook yourself? What is the practice? Maybe forget about the paintbrush for now.
Yeah, sometimes I'm doing in process about unhooking myself to remove the hooks energetically. So and sometimes when it's happening in a conversation, I just cut off. I finish the conversation and maybe leave the room and say something like, I will come back to you if I afterwards, after unhooking me. Or I sometimes turn around.
And how would you do it now with your gremlin?
So it's yeah, maybe I would also do it energetically, to remove him from my shoulder. So he's sitting there
Yeah, you know,
and
yeah.
he's so, yeah, like a monkey that
Mm-hmm.
yeah, really,
I sense
yeah,
that unhooking yourself. Is
yeah, because
is already naming the hook. Like, I'm hooked. And is there something you want to start with that? And telling your gremlin that you're hooked.
yeah, I'm hooked by that story. That, yeah, which story was it? So he tried to make me dizzy. Interesting.
Katarina, you have possibilities with your paintbrush. Or without.
I would, yeah. If you try to take your gremlin and put it inside of you, not inside, in front of you, and so speak to him like he's on the outside, because here he's very inside of you, he's very into you.
Yeah, this is what I said or mean with do it energetically to remove it from there.
Yeah.
And because it's really close, very close.
Yeah.
What about doing it right now?
Yeah, it seems not working. And then I started to
And what about my proposal is that you use your sword of clarity and you declare it to the throat of your gremlin. And to also to your throat. So that you're really not joking about that. If you really want to spend the last time we have together not hooked, then this is your opportunity right now.
yes. Okay, so why do you hook me with that story of I'm not allowed to feel that fear? Why do you want me to function? Yes, I don't want you to do that anymore.
Did you got some message from him?
Yeah, it was just this. He told me that it's just a game for him, and that it for him it is funny. So yeah, it's like playing with me like with a ball or something like that. And just because he can do so.
Knowing that, do you have feelings about that? How does it feel to be played with your gremlin like a ball?
Oh, then it starts again. It starts again to
You will need
yeah,
that.
yeah. I feel sad that I'm not.
I'm not hearing sadness in what
Yeah,
you're sharing.
yeah. Okay. Yes, because there are. I started with sadness, and there
Mhm.
are more feelings.
Yeah.
And I started just with the sadness of yeah, and it's kind of victim sadness that I'm not strong enough to put my gremlin on a leash.
Yeah.
And I feel fear about that, also about the same, and I'm also angry about that. That yeah, I don't know, that the leash is might not strong enough. It's maybe not me. It's maybe the leash is not strong enough, or I need to create a different leash for him, or I'm not sure. Yeah, and there I have a
Being not sure is also a gremlin food. When you say you declare the leash is not strong enough, and then you say, but I'm not sure. It's also like hesitation is a gremlin food. So it's also part of your gremlin hook.
yes, I can see.
My question that I'm asking a second time is, do you want to spend the last minutes of that call with being hooked with by your gremlin?
No.
So what is the feeling that you feel about that?
I'm angry, and I sense also it's a kind of frustration. So it's
Yes.
it's still mixed.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated about
What is
that.
the frustration about?
Yeah, that I even step into the same thing that I
Yes.
yeah, and it's when I say the words, it sounds like punishing myself, and then I notice it's still the same play. So I don't want to punish myself.
Yes. And say more. Say what you don't want. And maybe time to speak what you don't want right now.
I don't want to
With more anger.
I don't want to I don't want to be the victim of my stories.
Yes.
I don't want
Yeah.
to be with that low level of energy all the time.
Yes. Yes, there is more.
I don't want to live like that, to be numb and to just waiting for death.
What about standing, Nico, and using your wall to actually push against the wall and saying what you don't want?
Yeah, the wall is not so close to me that you we'll check how can I bring the screen close enough that you can I don't know how to do that. I will use the table to push.
Yes.
Okay.
Go. Yeah, and say it. Say what you don't.
I don't
Maybe need to speed that out. It's no more necessary to keep that inside. You have a bucket?
No, I pick one.
Yes. Katarina, as we're going into kind of EHP space, you can still use your ability to coach Nico.
Okay.
And no matters if we use the Possibility Paintbrush or not, we're gonna see where it leads.
Okay.
We're in a space open for Possibility Paintbrush, so there will be distinction anyway.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Go. And be with her, Katarina. You with her anger.
Yes.
Be with her. Yes, go.
Yes.
I don't want to stop myself anymore like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Fuck. You don't want to stop yourself anymore like that. What else?
I don't want to use my fear against myself.
Yes.
Yes.
You don't want to use your fear against yourself. And Katarina, you need your anger to be present and to
And I don't want to collapse even
hold the
time.
sword.
Each time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you can also sense your gut feeling from your belly. So that you're not forcing too much with your throat. You know? There might be something blocking in your throat too. But what about trying to use your gut feeling? Like really what is in your gut? Yes.
Yeah.
I feel sick. I have so much air there.
So much air.
Yeah, air. It seems like a lot of air or gas.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does it look like? What does this gas is made of?
Yeah, it really looks like bubbles and
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's bubble off. What is it?
it looks like soap bubbles. You can make
Bubbles.
with the
Oh. Are they the lies? Are they the lies that you tell to yourself? Those bubbles?
No, the bubbles are I would say the dreams I let go, or the things that I don't create.
Yes.
That I let pass by.
So this is your energy that you're letting you're exhaling your energy. My proposal is that you use your anger with your gut feeling and with your body. So you're really embody what you don't want anymore. Yes. And say what you don't want anymore.
Yeah, I don't want that bubbles all gone. I don't want to.
You need more anger so that they don't.
Yeah, it's difficult to use the anger with all that gas and bubbles and.
And what is difficult in the four feelings? Fear, anger, sadness, or joy?
Right now, I'm feeling most sadness, but maybe the sadness is covering the fear.
The sadness is covering fear.
Yeah, the fear of letting all dreams gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I cannot how to say, to take back the time that I lost, or to move back into time.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're
to
killing your dreams. Right now, you're killing your dreams. You're just killing your dreams with like bubble sops, like soap bubbles going out. And you keep going, you keep killing them. But it's over. You are killing them. What do you
Yeah.
do to stop that?
yeah, and then I feel sad about that I
Yeah.
kill my dreams.
Yeah. Don't you have enough killing your dreams?
There is a little child saying, is it a child? I don't know. Yeah, there is a child. Yeah, there's a kind of giving up, a kind of resignation.
Yes.
That it doesn't matter.
And the child ego state is part of your box. So it means that your sadness is from child ego state. My
Yes.
proposal is to reach your energetical hands and you clap them and you sense, where is this sadness? So that you can give it back to your child ego state. Might be somewhere on the right or on your left. Where do you want to put it? On your right or on your left?
It's in front of me and I can put it to the right.
Yes. Okay. So child ego state is on the right.
Yeah.
My proposal is that you grab with your fierce rage where the sadness is, and you really tear it up and you give it back to the child ego state. And you will need your full rage to tear it off. Like it's really it's like really yes.
Yeah.
Shout it. And sense
Yeah.
really the rage, and then that's when you tear it up.
Yeah, and it seems like now I have the experience of being pregnant, bringing to earth, to birth.
And it's like you use really mainly your anger is in your fingers, like you're really putting that out. And you say it's like giving birth. That you
Yes.
had this picture of giving birth. What helps that it has for you right now? Does it help to kind of know that? Does it help for the process right now?
There's something holding me, still holding me back to go into that level or intensity of anger right now.
Yeah.
And
it's another hook of your gremlin. That's your gremlin using the possibility paintbrush right now. You see, it's using this picture of giving birth to a child to distort you from whatever you're clearly doing.
no, I can't see. What I noticed, it was, and maybe this was coming from the Kremlin to distract me, that was that, did you know that you are recorded like that?
That's the thing. Yeah. So there comes the judgment. So do you still want to take that sadness away from you and give it back to your childhood state? Is it still possible for you?
I sense it's need maybe a bigger process for that.
Mm-hmm. You want to
So,
go in a bigger process.
Yes, for me it's yeah, to really express all that feelings, because right now I'm afraid of the time and taking so much space because we want to explore maybe something else. And yeah, I really want to express all that feelings and to create a space for that, yeah, for that healing process, for the emotional healing process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you,
And I do an agreement about that I will ask in the next 24 hours for that process.
yeah. Would you name what is the process? What is the name process?
So it's the sadness of it doesn't matter. It's that resignation of trying to create what I want to create and giving up about that. And that I build strategies to fulfill that it doesn't matter, that it doesn't make sense to try, because it will not happen, or I will fail, or yeah, I'm not sure. So, and the process is about exploring and expressing all the emotion that are related to that, and to, yeah, and maybe there are more processes also, because I sense also it's about removing some blockage.
And there was a clear distinction into what you experimented, that there is a way you blow up your dreams. So
Yes.
that you don't feel anymore the necessity, you don't sense anymore the necessity of honoring them. And there might be a huge pain about that. And that could also explain why you don't want to step in that new reality, this new Nicole. Because what's the point if you blow everything?
Yeah, thank you for that hint.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, and I also ask you, Nicole, if you can be fully there in that space, knowing that you take care of that EHP right now.
Yes.
So that's good news, because you unhooked yourself.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if there was further distinction about the paintbrush, but I think there was. And I don't want to mix with the EHP we started together. So my question right now is, what is on your bench? What is there we want to explore right now? Yeah. Are there question bubbling or things important?
I have one thing. What is the difference or the distinction between painting new colors on a situation, or how is that different from creating a fantasy world? So situation,
So that's That's your question?
Yes. And I
How
can be
would you
more
answer that
specific.
question?
I can be more specific.
Yeah.
Okay. So now today I had a conversation with my partner, and I got into this, that we need to recreate our dream, our goals for a project from where it is now, from the
And
present.
what is the project?
We have a project, an orchard agroforestry project.
Yes.
And okay, and so, and it is at a point now, and I can put colors also in this to get out of the stagnation, because I noticed that I painted dark colors on it. Yeah, I did this process on the other side, and I don't want to go into a fantasy world about it.
Yeah.
And so I feel this fear of, okay, so I paint new colors, but how far can I go? Can this lead me into a fantasy? Can I paint it too much?
I mean, it sounds that you already have the answer in your question. So what is the question? What is the question beneath that? What is the real question?
I feel fear of using this,
Mm-hmm.
for not knowing. I feel fear of using this to deceive myself.
Yeah. And in that case, it would be a gremlin hook. Deception, self-deception is a gremlin hook. Because there might be a story about you deceiving yourself. Otherwise, it won't work.
Mm.
And deceiving yourself is a nightmare fantasy world.
Mm.
It means it's like a fantasy world, but in the opposite, like it's a nightmare world, let's say. But it's the same thing. It's not real.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I have this, I can get very enthusiastic in my project,
Yes.
and which is great in a sense that really takes me forward to go for what I want. But I also get hooked by it.
Mm.
And so now that I know this, I feel fear of engaging into the enthusiasm. Yeah.
Do you want, I mean, what I have right now is talking more with your gremlin as a possibility.
Mm. Yeah, it's gremlin. It's gremlin for sure. Yeah.
And you know, when you say it's gremlin for sure, and you just
Yeah,
do that.
because everything now is gremlin, and I cannot deal with my gremlin yet. And
I think if
ah.
there is a good news and bad news with everything is gremlin. The
This
good
is
news,
a gremlin phrase.
it depends how you use your gremlin, or if your gremlin use you.
Yeah.
So that's for me an open door for exploration. To go more explore with your gremlin. And yeah, maybe having a tree cell with whom you can share your findings. So you get more clarity about where is your gremlin stepping into this kind of fantasy world of, or fantasy nightmare world.
Yeah.
There might be there is more often a benefit about having fantasy world. There are benefits. And if you, there are also Gremlin Food Dojo in the Gremlin Telegram group, where you can distill that, so that you can come to the source of what is the joy, the unconscious joy of creating those fantasy worlds.
You were saying even the nightmare fantasy, also there's, by creating these means that I have some joy in this also. Or Gremlin has some joy in this.
Yeah.
Even in nightmare fantasy worlds.
And another way of saying it is like you might experiencing unconscious joy about it. For example, a joy of failing, some kind of benefit of being below others or being inferior, or maybe also taking revenge about your parents because you name your parents beforehand in this call. That all of this is our possibilities.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sensing that we are kind of closing or coming to the end. And I want to ask you if there are some golden nuggets or things that have been distilled there that you have more clarity about.
Yeah, for me, it's like you said in the beginning that we maybe give just an introduction about it. So for me, it feels like getting a taste. And I really appreciate that the way to experience it by going through it with a topic, so that I have an experience about how in Spaceholder could use it with my topic. So, and yeah, building in that way also a kind of matrix, and to have an idea or a taste how to use that for processes for each piece.
Yeah.
And I would like to explore that more.
Yeah, me too. I was feeling a lot of fear when we got into that call, and suddenly when I was into the call, I had high level fun going through me. Like I really enjoyed being there, and also I enjoy being angry at you, Nicole. And yeah, for me that was a nice piece of exploration today. So I'm glad about this discovery unfolding and to see where it leads you. And we'll be glad to hold space with more possibilitator on board and see where it leads.
Yeah, I really enjoyed to use the colors, to let the colors come. Yeah, it's like they are in the space. It's for us to see it. They are, yeah.
My fear is did you finish, Katarina?
Yeah.
My fear is that to be so meta about this distinction, because everything could be about Possibility Paintbrush. And there is a limit there that I sense. So that's why we also shifted into the EHP space. For me, they are precise, for me, it's like for introductions or lending the context or creating a bridge when a moment of transformation is happening. So it's like painting the door or creating the bridge, painting the door, creating a portal so that there is something possible from where we are. And I can't really sense this is how it is happening, because in the coaching part, I was not so much using it. Or very sharp, precise moment.
Thank you.
And one last thing, I don't know if it's the last thing, but one thing important is like there are feelings with which we are painting. When I said the thing with the bubble, I was like really speaking with the anger and painting with the anger, because like this is fucking important. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I'm feeling, I think it's a closure now. And see
Thank
you on
you.
board another time.
Yeah, thank you, Gabriel, for holding space today and bringing that topic into the space. And yeah, just as a taste, but also a starting point to explore it more.
Yes. Thank you. See you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
bye.